Binti FARIZAL. My metric number is S55803. Today I'm going to talk about the background of the study of our chosen country, which is Netherlands. Netherlands, also known as Holland, is a country that is located in northwestern Europe with territories in the Caribbean. Netherlands means low-lying country. It is the largest of 4 constituent countries of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. In Europe, the Netherlands consists of 12 provinces, which is bordering Germany to the east, Belgium to the south, and the North Sea to the northwest, with maritime borders in the North Sea with those countries, and the United Kingdom in the Caribbean. It consists of 3 special municipalities: the island of Bonaire, Sint-Eustatius, and Sabah. The 4 largest cities in the Netherlands are Amsterdam, Rotterdam, the Hague, and the Utrecht. The Netherlands literally means low altitude country, which is refer to its low altitude and flat terrain. Only about 50% of the land is above 1 meter above the sea level, and nearly 26% of the land is below sea level. The Netherlands has a population of 70.4 million, living within a total area of approximately 41800 square kilometers, of which 33500 square kilometers are land, making it 60 most densely populated in the world. 81% of the population of the Netherlands are Caucasian Dutch, people of Germany or Gallo-Celtic descent. Contrary to popular belief, 31% of the Dutch people are Catholic instead of 21% Protestants. Population of the Netherlands is getting older, and the median age is now close 40 years old. The political at Netherlands based on a parliamentary democracy under a constitutional monarch. The Dutch culture is diverse, reflecting the regional differences and the foreign influence established by the Dutch people, business and exploratory spirit of the countries.
Hello, my name is SHAFIKAH binti RAZAK. My metric number is S54436. Today I would like to talk about microeconomic indicators. The first one is GDP in current US. In 2010 to 2011, the data show increase from 846.555 billion to 904.086 billion and drop into 838.971 billion in 2012. After that, the data in 2030 until 2018 increased from 876.924 billion and drop again to 907.051 in 2019. The second is inflation rate as calculated by the percent change in current consumer price from the previous year's consumer price. In 2010, the inflation rate was 1.275% and increased until 2.507% in 2013. In 2014, the data suddenly dropped to 0.976% and still dropped to 0.6% and in 2050 and 0.317% in 2016. In 2013, the inflation rate increased to 1.381% from last year. In 2018 and 2019, the data show a rise from 1.703% to 2.634%. The third is employment in percent of the total labor force. In 2010 to 2011, employment shows decrease from 4.99% to 4.98%. In 2012 to 2013, the data show increase from 5.82% to 7.24%. In 2014, the employment is 7.42% and dropped to 6.87% in 2015. In 2016 and 2017, the data show 6.01% and 4.84%. The data of employment in 2018 and 2019 increased from 3.83% to 3.38%. The last one is merchandise rate stand from export and import merchandise between 2010 until 2019. In 2010, the merchandise rate shows increase from 128.835% to 141.46% in 2015. In 2016, the data increased to 136.741% and then increased to 150.124% and dropped again to 148.203% in 2019.
There are many natural resources in Netherlands. I will explain 3 natural resources. First is natural gas. Natural gas is the third most important source of energy after oil and coal. The use of natural gas is growing quickly and is expected to overtake coal in the second spot by 2030. Natural gas produced in the Netherlands is shipped by an extensive domestic and export pipeline system, which directly connects the country with the United Kingdom, Germany, Belgium, and indirectly connects it most of Europe. The Netherlands is home to the Total Transfer Facility Natural Gas Hub, the largest and most liquid natural gas hub in continental Europe. The Netherlands is the second largest producer and exporter of natural gas in Europe following Norway. The second natural resource is sand. One of sand that is used in Netherlands is silica sand. It also known as quartz sand, white sand, and industrial sand. It is made up of silicon dioxide. It also contains a high proportion of silica. Its use for applications other than as construction aggregates. Industrial sand is a term normally applied to high-purity silica sand products with closely controlled sizing. Silica sands command higher price than construction sands and serve a wider geographical market, including export. And the last of natural resources is forest. There are many forests in Netherlands. Forest is the one of major of natural resources in Netherlands. Netherlands forests have 28 million metric tons of carbon in living forest biomass. Netherlands also home to at least 1,221 species of vascular plants. The timber sector is an essential industry in the Netherlands, but it faces many challenges such as the high cost of harvesting and low price for timber products in the Europe market.
General resource in Netherlands is coal. Coal is a combustible black or brownish black sedimentary rock with a high amount of carbon and hydrocarbons. Coal is classified as a non-renewable fossil fuel that is combusted and used to generate electricity energy source because it takes millions of years to form. Coal contains the energy stored by plants that lived hundreds of millions of years ago in swampy forests. Oil energy is a non-renewable source of energy. Oil formed millions of years ago when living organic matter died and was buried before it could be decomposed in the presence of air. This locked the carbon underground where heat and pressure lead to chemical and physical change. Oil is used for many different things and is used intensively for transportation. Some ways that oil can be used either before or after refining are fertilizer, heating, and plastic. The common name used also in industry for any of the group of minerals forming sedimentary salt deposits. Natural salts are readily soluble or are soluble to a significant extent in water, and they have a salty or bitter salty taste.
The related issues on the natural resources. The first is natural gas. Netherlands actually has a huge amount of natural gas, although this amount to less than 20% of original reserve. Natural gas environment effects are based on three items: drilling and extraction, transportation, and burning and consumption. The biggest threat of natural gas extraction is a process of fracking, using a lot of water from the local water reservoir and polluting the streams. Besides, this process releases methane into the air. While carbon dioxide emission is not that high, burning natural gas also release methane, which is strong greenhouse gas that leak to the atmosphere in a big amount. The second is coal. Coal impact to air pollution and water pollution. When a coal is burned, it releases a number of airborne toxins and pollutants. They include mercury, lead, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, particulates, and various other heavy metals. The third is forest and timber. The Netherlands is a thickly populated nation, and space is exceptionally scant. The opposition between various occupations of this space is ecological issues. They are utilized for entertainment and nature preservation, and likewise fill in a water emission region if there should arise an occurrence of high water level.
My name is BINTI. My metric number is S54383. Today I will discuss about a solution taken by the Netherlands government for the protection of natural resources. First is the EU Action Plan of Sustainable Consumption and Production, (ACIP). The Netherlands participate in the EU Sustainable Production and Consumption Action Plan and Sustainable Procurement Policy. Second, green economy. The global market for clean and efficient products is growing rapidly. If the Netherlands uses its innovative capacity, current economic structure, and comparative advantage, opportunity may bring a benefit. Third, legislative method. Legal method is defined as a legal act that has been enacted and enforced to take action against environmental offenders. Last is controlling illegal logging activity. Illegal logging is monitored through the air using the helicopter and aerial photograph. Illegal loggers who are arrested and subject to the legal actions such as fines and imprisonment.
The forest policies. The first forest policies in Netherlands is Natuur Monument, was established in 1906 and immediately founded the first nature reserve at Nardinia. The second is Forest Act 1961. The Forest Act 1961 incorporates all planting of trees greater than 1,000 meters square, or when a column of tree is concerned when it comprised in excess of 20 trees. The third is Nature Conservation Act 1998 that manage the assurance of regions that have been shown by public authority as ensure normal landmark. The next Flora and Fauna Act 2002, whereas Nature Conservation Act ensure region the Greenery Act secure species. The demonstration came into power on April 1, 2002, and both native and outlandish plant and creatures are presently ensured in a more exacting manner. The last one is Natural Beauty Act 1928 has been conceptualized to keep up with country home in their present status.
Land policy related to the issue is the national level. First are farmers responsible for legislation underlying the land use policy. To this end, it has an issue detail direction concern the method of preparing the plan, the content of the plan. Second, the region level. The provincial specialists at the area are unable to draw up local design for the entire of the part of their region. Third, the local level. This is the degree of preparation which is directly restricting upon the individual for the general population.
Sustainable forest management, or SFM, is one of the essential worldwide problems. Nowadays, the idea of SFM rests on three pillars, which is financial, ecological, and social sustainability. Criteria and Indicators, or CANI, is a device that has been advanced to have the idea of sustainable wooded area control. It is advanced in reaction to nations' need for realistic approaches of assessing and tracking SFM on the countrywide stage, and as a benchmark to degree and record development in the direction of sustainability. Initial emphasis has been on the improvement of CNI for software on the countrywide stage. However, there's a desire to adapt CNI to the Forest Management Unit, or FMU, in which wooded area control selections are made and implemented. The FMU needs to be capable of generating earnings with appreciation to the wooded area functionality barriers through having a rational, quantity, and regular manner of funding. Moving to sustainable land management, or SLM. In the Netherlands, urban and rural development is subjected to numerous varieties of making plan, thinking about the spatial planning policy within inside the country. The Central Bureau of Statistics concluded that the population in municipalities is decreasing in 2007. When it comes to the rural areas, the National Spatial Strategy recognized that the quantity of agricultural business is decreasing, while the livability and vitality of the rural areas is in decline. A precise method has been advanced for this purpose that is called Sustainable Development Appraisal, or SDA. The primary goal of an SDA is to offer simple data and records to use. When it involves environmental management, the government has to enhance the role of provinces as a key level of policy integration, as well as the environmental policy designing, land use planning, and water management planning. Moving to the air management, the state should pursue efforts to reduce ammonia emissions from agriculture. Water management that require to be dealt by the central institution is reinforced action to combat groundwater depletion.
In conclusion, with respect to the little of our study, which is the study on the use and management of land, natural resources in the Netherlands, is very important to study. This is because to identify the use of natural resources in the Netherlands and study on the same or on the issue of natural resources used in the Netherlands. In addition, for further study, we were able to identify about sustainable land management (SLM) and sustainable forest management (SFM) in the Netherlands. For the first chapter, for the first part, this that we conclude for the chapter 1 is to discuss, to introduce of the country that we studied. The second chapter is to describe the resources used in the Netherlands. There are many natural resources available in the Netherlands. For the third chapter, we discuss about an issue that the use of natural resources in the Netherlands, and we explain the solution, also the policy in the Netherlands to control that issue. And finally, the last chapter is about sustainable and land management SLM, then explainable of SFM in the Netherlands. Thank you.
二人の間通り過ぎた風はどこから寂しさを運んできたの。泣いたりしたその後の空は